Welcome to Puvanur RBIR Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. Welcome to Puvanur RBIR Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. Today we are going to review the salient features what we saw in level 5, which is more advanced in nature. Before I get into the class, I'll start this class with the Tirukkural. Anjamai allal thunai venda enjamai enni edathaan seyin. What is the meaning of it? குறைவர ஆராய்ந்து தமக்கு ஏற்ற இடத்தோடு பொருந்த செய்வாராயின் அரசர்க்கு தமது மனத்தின்மையே என்று வேறு துணை வேண்டுவதில்லை. If a king can analyze exactly what he needs to do to attack an enemy, and he doesn't need any support, because he can operate it beautifully because he has thought over it very thoroughly. You have to have 360-degree analysis before you enter into an action, and that's the crux of this Tirukkural. It's a proper planning. With this, I'm entering into the class. Today, I'm going to cover the salient features what we saw as part of level 5. Level 5, I would deem it as one of the most technical aspects as part of Mridangam learning is concerned. So you need to ensure that you revise it thoroughly, whatever the topics I covered extensively. The type of topics what we covered, I would like to give a eagle eye view. We covered the Panchanatais. The Panchanatais are Tisra Nadai, Chatusra Nadai, Ganda Nadai, Misra Nadai and Sangirna Nadai. We saw several aspects of all these with korways, with patterns, and how to go about doing a Tisra Nadai with small frills like Tong Tadiketaku Tadiketaku Tadiketakum, Tadiketaku Tadiketaku Tadiketakum, Tong Tadiketaku Tadiketaku Tadiketakum, Tadiketak Tadiketak Tadiketaku, all those we saw in Panchanatais. So I want you to go and then get the refresher. Once when you get the know of what is the Tisra Nadai, Dim, taketa dim, taketa dim, taketa dim, taketa dim, taketa dim, taketa ta, taketa taka taka dina dim, taketa dim, taketa ta, taketa taka taka dina dim, taketa dim, taketa ta, taketa taka taka dina ta, taketa taka taka dina dim, ta ta, taketa taka taka dina dim, ta, taketa taka taka dina dim. Tak tik tik tak tung ta tik ta tum ta tik ta tum ta tik ta tum ta tik ta ta taketa taka taka dina dim, ta ta taketa taka taka dina dim, ta taketa taka taka dina dim. Tadiketa tag, tadiketa tadiketa tag, tadiketa 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 taketa taka taka dina dim, ta ta taketa taka taka dina dim, ta taketa taka taka dina dim, taketa kum tadiketa ta, taketa tum tadiketa ta, taketa tum tadiketa ta. So these are different varieties of this korway. One sample I demonstrated. Likewise, tadit taka dena tom, tit taka dena tom, taka dena tom, tadiketa taka tadiketa taka tadiketa tit taka dena tom, tit taka dena tom, taka dena tom, tadiketa taka tadiketa taka tadiketa tit taka dena tom, tit taka dena tom, taka dena tom, tadiketa taka tadiketa taka. That's another pattern. And the brilliant royal way like Payani Anna used to play, Payani Subramaniam played the legendary Mridangam Vidhan, when he approaches Tisram, it's of grandeur. Takadin din din tata din takadin din tata din tata din din tata din takadin tata din tata din din tata din takadin din din tata din kita takadin tata kita takadin din tatam tak takadin tata kita takadin din tatam tak kita takadin tata kita takadin din tatam. he has an interlude of Chatusram Tisram. I will tell you a pattern where a Chatusram Tisram, how beautifully he has coined. Tak kita tak din din tat tan terkadang tak kita tak din din tat tak kita tak din din tat tan terkadang tak kita tak din din tat tak din 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 tan terkadang tak tun tak din din tat tam tak din tat kita tak din tat tam tak kita tak din tat tak kita tak din tat tam tak din tat kita tak din tat din tat din terkadang kita tak din tat din. It goes in that format. So from Chatusram, he interludes the Tisram and gets into the Tisram roadmap. So these are all very complex way of getting into Tisram, which we're going to cover as part of level 6. But there are several varieties like Takadanatam, Tadikataka, Takadanatam, Tadikataka, Diktakadanatam, Tadikatang, Tadikataka, Tadikataka, Tadikataka. These are all the Tisram Nadai patterns. Again, I want you to go and then review it because there are several aspects which we covered. I want you to go slow, understand the nadais. When you go through the nadais, also ensure that what you're going to play. There are many ways you can play a nadai. Each nadai, there are different varieties. I want you to choose a particular format and then go and dwell with it, and you can play your arithmetic into that format. Ganda nadai, tadim, 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 tadiketa tadum, tadim, 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 tadiketa tadum, tadiketa tadum, tadiketa tadum, tadiketa tadum, tadiketa tadum. So these are varieties of Ganda nadai, 5 aksharas in each beat you need to learn. Then again, Mishra is 7 beats. Then tattadim, 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 then tattadim, then tattadim, 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 takatakadim, tatta, taddum, takatakadim, tatta, taddin, takatakadim, tatta, tattadim. The Mishra chorus goes like this. Tadum tagadanaga, tagadum tagadanaga, 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 tagadum tagadanaga, tagadum tagadanaga, tadum tagadanaga, tagadum tagadanaga, tadum tagadanaga, tagadum tagadanaga, tadum tagadanaga. So we also saw some interesting mathematical patterns in Mishra deck. These are all the patterns in Mishra deck we saw. We also saw in Sangeeta deck. Takkadakadin tattaga, tadikadakadin tattaga, tadikadakadin tattaga, tadikadakadikadakadikadakada, tantattintanga, tattintanga, kattintanga, 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 tattintanga, tadikadakadikadakadikadakada, tattintanga, kattintanga, tadikadakadikadakadikadakada, tattintanga, tadikadakadikadakadikadakada. So we saw the chorus. Takkadakadin tattaga, tadikadakadikadakadin tattaga, tadikadakadin tattaga, tadikadakadikadakadikadakada, tattintanga, tattintanga. So we saw this Sangeeta Nadai. Sangeeta Nadai is different, it's a little complicated, but I want you to try when people leave you in a very slow Kala Pramana, because you have to play 9 aksharas in a beat. So if it's a lower Kala Pramana, you can attempt this. Otherwise, Tisram and Gandam are more suitable. And Mishra Nadai is appropriate depending on your Ratakalai Chaukam, where you can play comfortably this Mishra Nadai. We also saw a variety of Kuraipu, like Adithalam, Mishra Nadai Kuraipu. In Rupakathalam, Ganda Jati Kuraipu. The rule of thumb, what we saw, if it's 8, you can do one number less. 7 is Mishram. If it is 6, you can do Ganda Kuraipu. If it is 7, you can do Tisra Kuraipu. If it is 10, you can do Sangirna Kuraipu. Okay, one number less. That's the logic we saw. And then how we do the more number, we have more number of beats. 4 beats, that is 4 cycles, 2 cycles, 1 cycle, half, quarter. And then we went into the traditional reduction. So these are all the aspects. We saw several aspects of Kuraipu patterns. It's called the reduction, traditional reductions. And also in addition to that, each tala has its own reduction formats. We also learned that. Then the most interesting aspect is the Oedipus, the song at different placements of the sama. Like we had a quarter beat, half beat, three-fourths beat, and then we saw in the variety of talas in Ratakalai, in all the talas, whatever we learned in level 2 and level 3, the different placements, din, dhimi, takadina, tad din, tat dum, din tat dum. Then takitta tat tat dum for Mukaladam. We all saw these interesting concepts. I want you to takitta tat tat dum. I want you to go in and review my level 5 because those will have detailed explanations of my classes because it's intricate and I've taught you in an extensive style. So I want you to go and review those things aspects. Also introduced a concept on the Ragam Tanam Pallavi, where the key aspects were Purvangam, Uttarangam and the Karvai part of it, and typically how you need to formulate a Pallavi, and how a person has formulated the Pallavi. You need to have the Tattagaram, you need to tell that in different speeds, first speed, second speed, third speed, make it as a Tishram, Analobam, Pratilobam. All those aspects has been covered as part of my introduction notes as part of RTP learnings. So these were all the learnings what we saw in level 5, very technical aspects, and I want you to go through and understand. We also covered a little bit of Sangirva Chaputalam. We also saw in Aditalam Tisiranadai format. We also saw some special Adams in Tisiranadai, Undathalli, Rendathalli, and all those special Mooduthalli aspects in Aditalam and Misra Chaputalam and Rupakatalam we saw. So these are all the things which you learned as part of level 5. So for details, you get into my learning catalog and then go through each classes and upgrade yourselves. With this, I'm signing off. I'm pretty happy to have completed the basic essentials of learning this Mridangam art from beginning to end. The next module, the next review would be my finale of my completion of my e-learning modules, where I will be talking about my plans of my academy and what next, what are the continuous plans, how am I going to be associated with you, and then we can enjoy this life journey in our lifetime. I'll conclude this class with a Tirukkural. Sirupadayan sellidam serin urupadayan ஊக்கம் அழிந்து விடும். What is the meaning of it? பகைவன் சிறு படையை உடையவனாயினும் தக்க இடத்தில் பொருந்தி இருந்தால் பெரும்படையை உடைய அரசன் தன் முயற்சியில் தோல்வி அடைவான். Even if a battalion is smaller in nature, if it's trivial or smaller than his opponent, if he has the right strategy than the other person, he can actually win over even a mightier king. That's the essence of this Tirukkural. With this, I conclude this episode, and I'll conclude my Laya journey in my next class with my viewpoints.
Mm-hmm.